As the Rex Tillerson hearing is still underway on Capitol Hill, many of the questions he is getting involve Russia and Vladimir Putin.
Is Vladimir Putin a war criminal?
I would not use that term.
Is it possible for something like this involving the United States elections to have happened without Vladimir Putin knowing about it and authorizing it?
I think that's a fair assumption.
That he would have needed to.
Joining me now is Barry Worthington, U.S. Energy Association Executive Director. He has worked with Rex Tillerson for many years. He is a friend of his as well. I assume that you're on because you think he would be very qualified to serve. Why do you think that is?
Well, being Secretary of State of the United States first requires managing a bureaucracy. Rex has done that for decades now. You know, you're a diplomat in chief. Rex, in his role as CEO of ExxonMobil, has had to be very, very diplomatic in the 50-some countries that he's dealt with, particularly dealing with the Russians and the Chinese. In business, you start with understanding each other, getting to know each other, learning to trust each other. If you don't get through those phases, you don't do business. And then the last thing, he has to implement the president's strategy. And Rex Tillerson's been implementing strategy all his life.
You know, a lot of people assume that when someone's a big business leader like that, they look at them as almost unethical. And obviously we're a business station, so we don't believe that at all. What do you know about his character? Are there any stories you can tell us or any qualities you can talk to us about his character?
Rex Tillerson's an Eagle Scout. That's about all you need to know about his character. I've known many Fortune 500 chief executive officers, and I would put Rex right at the top of the list for ethics, for proper business manner. You know, they've operated in all these countries, often dealing with circumstances that are not all that favorable, and he's been incredibly successful. So I think when you look at being the Secretary of State of the United States of America, he's highly qualified.
You know, despots and bad guys coalesce around oil around the world because it's a value. You get it out and you sell it, and it fuels your enterprise. So as the head of a company, he's had to deal with bad guys all around the world and go head-to-head with them and come out with a deal that's good, or his shareholders would fire him. I mean, in my mind, that makes him almost uniquely qualified for this job. What's wrong with that reasoning in your mind?
It's great reasoning. And, you know, keep in mind, as the CEO of ExxonMobil, he had to comply with every U.S. law and regulation, as well as the laws and the regulations of the country he's doing business in. So I think that he's a great selection. We've had corporate leaders in cabinet positions before. The ones that I've known have done great. I just can't imagine Rex not being a tremendous success and an asset to the country.
And you have to be transparent as a public company. Our viewers get that because they know about business and they know about public companies, but I think a lot of people around the world don't really understand those basic tenets. Barry, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Great to see you, Melissa.
Well, particularly the media doesn't see